Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time for module number 5. This week we're going to be taking a look at 5 artistic mediums, everything from photography and printmaking to painting, and then finally to sculpture and performance art. The one thing that I need to tell you is that I used to have the museum visit in a separate module. I have put that now in module number 5. That's where it is on the syllabus, and so I had to wait until module 5 was opened to do that, but it is open now. That's where you'll find the museum visit information, and you can also find it easily linked on the home page. After that, we do have 2 journal entries, and we have a discussion board which focuses on photography. So join me. We're going to head over to the Canvas site. I'll show you everything you need to know for this week. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. This week is module number 5. We have 5 major mediums to cover: photography, painting, printmaking, sculpture, and performance. Up top, the video that walks you through the lecture, which is what you're watching right now. Module 5 Introduction, which breaks down into our summary, lectures, objectives, and then finally our assessments. For the photography lecture, we've got the lecture, and we do have some important things in the further exploration section. We do have a reading on some of the early photographers. This is an essential video for you to watch, how daguerreotypes are made. There will be test questions on the exam for that. An interesting idea is the camera obscura, and this is just a couple-minute video. I would probably watch that as well. There will be at least one question on what is a camera obscura on the exam. The others are going to be optional, but they're still very good, such as Sally Mann, Artists and Alchemists. It's always cool to see in a photographer's or any artist's studio. After that, we have painting. We've got the lecture, study guide, and then the further exploration section. There's just one video here that is an introduction on how to watercolor. So you may want to watch the first minute or 2 of that video, but other than that, it is optional. Printmaking, study guide, and then the further exploration section here, all of these videos are essential. Printmaking is the most technical of all the mediums we're going to be covering in the second half of the class. And I try to do the best I can in terms of explaining the process in the lecture, but here we've got video on how to create prints in relief, intaglio, lithography, silkscreen, and finally monotype. So each printmaking process that we cover is shown here by way of video. So again, it's really important for you to watch those videos. The last 2 lectures kind of go together. Performance art kind of grows out of sculpture, and a lot of the textbooks actually clump sculpture and performance art together. Besides the lecture and the study guide, the further exploration section only has one video in it, which is how to create a sculpture in the lost wax casting method, how to create a hollow sculpture, usually out of bronze. And that's a video that walks you through the process. Again, it's something that I would watch. Lost wax casting method. There's going to be a question on the exam regarding that. Finally, we have performance art, the study guide, and then the further exploration section. Unfortunately, I could not embed a lot of these because they are copyrighted by the particular artists. Some of the ones that you absolutely need to watch is Shoot by Chris Burden. That's the artwork that made him famous. Marina Abramovic and her work, which is something that you'll probably watch a minute or 2 of. You can jump around. The entire video is about 10 minutes. Do not watch all 10 minutes. It will affect you, trust me. You do want to watch The Artist is Present, the entire video. If you enjoy that, this is actually the guy she's screaming at over here in this video. and it was her boyfriend for many, many years, and then they split up, and this is supposed to be the first time she has seen him since their breakup, which was 20 years earlier. And there's one other video, if you want to watch it. I could not embed it. It was Rhythm 10, and it's an early work that Marina Abramovic did. We don't have a video of that, but we do have a recreation by another artist. After that, we're going to jump down to the journals. Journal 9, I want you just to do something fun. Create a little work of origami. All the instructions are there. And then for journal entry 10, it focuses on Marina Abramovic's work. The artist is present. I'm looking for a half page to full page reflection. Now let's go ahead and go back up to the projects. As you know, I've already given the museum visit. This is where it's going to be for the duration of the semester, since on the syllabus, this is the module that it's due. Once again, you have to go through this list of museum choices and visit one of them. It's up to you which ones to go to. And again, you only have to visit one. If you're on vacation somewhere in the U.S. or the world, you're more than welcome to go to one out of state. And you're also welcome to go to one that isn't listed here. Other than that, you're just looking at a picture of yourself at the museum, one-page reflection, and that needs to be in by August the 11th. Those sirens are not for me, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on here. I think there was a car crash down the street. The last thing I'm going to cover is the photography discussion. After you've watched the lecture, what I'm going to have you do is choose a photographer to discuss that I didn't. And you want to choose a photographer whose work you think is impactful and that you also share the same culture with. Now, keep in mind, culture is a very broad term. It is not focused solely on race or religion, but it's something that we share with another person. For the post, you're going to post an example of the photographer's work. Then you're going to write a short narrative. This is going to be in 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph, some information about the photographer, where you found out about them, why you think their work is impactful, and then provide a little background or biographical information as well. In a separate paragraph, what culture do they share with you? Keep in mind that if you only list race, ethnicity, and or religion as the sole tie to that photographer, you're not going to get full credit. But you want to go a little bit further into the research. And you also want to be really careful about also telling me why this is your culture as well. It's not just saying that, for instance, that the photographer shares your concern of the environment. We're all concerned about the environment. And so with that, you want to make sure you post about what makes this photographer active in environmental concerns. You also want to post what makes you a part of this culture as well. What do you do that focuses on environmental issues? So it has to be kind of a meeting between you and the photographer. A list of things that makes a professional photographer. Of course, how you upload an image. Keep in mind with photography, there are some controversial works, so please be aware that you don't want to, you do want to have a sensitivity towards others on this project. The breakdown of grading, 5 points for the photographer, 5 for tying in culture, 5 for research, and 5 for a response to another group member. Here is one example here. Here is a second example here, and also the reply that this particular student posted on another student's post. So With that, that is everything for module number 5. I am available every single day for email, so feel free to ask me questions. And I think that is it. With that, I will be back next week to talk about Module 6. That is our last module together.